Hi, welcome to Screens in Focus. I'm Brooke, and I'm here to talk to you today about a new show that I've discovered on HBO, and it's called Euphoria. And I absolutely love this show so much that I decided that I would like to discuss this weekly. And so last week was our season pilot, and I was actually eager to watch the show. I had seen the trailers upcoming, and I just was like, oh my gosh, this show looks so amazing. I first of all love Zendaya as an actress. I think that she's gravitating, and she's really has advanced her career. And so I was really excited to see her doing something extremely different for her career, or in her career. And so when I saw the episode, I was like, oh my word, this show is just so intense. I mean, I just couldn't believe what was being portrayed in this show. So watching episode 2, I'm so happy to see more of the characters unraveling in their stories and understanding how Nate got to this point in his life where he is actually now showing aggression. He's super protective of his girlfriend Maddie, and he found out a really crazy secret about his father. At a really young age, he found a bunch of tapes that his dad has been keeping, and they're actually his sex tapes. And so I just was like, oh my gosh, if I were that kid, that's just what a secret to be exposed, and for your children, I just don't understand how you can let that type of a secret leak to your kids. That's got to be so crazy. So maybe that's why Nate has been holding on to so much anger and aggression, and his other family members, like his mom and his brother, where he doesn't have a very good relationship with, and he feels isolated. But where is all this protective nature coming from to where he feels that he needs to beat the crap out of some guy that Maddie is accusing him of rape? So I'm really interested to see what will happen with Nate and his story, as well as Kat. I mean, she lost her virginity, and her sex tape has been leaked. So that went around the school, and she's trying to get to the bottom of that and get it off of the internet. But then I feel like she decides that why not use that as an advantage to her. I mean, she's feeling good about herself. She's loving her sexuality, her body. She's getting all kinds of hits and comments from all these random people. So she then decides to make a business out of it. Okay. I mean, she is only 17. And then Rue, she just gets me right in my heart. She and Jules have really developed their friendship, and they show that scene where they take some opioids and they're tripping out, and it just looks like everything is so slow, and their whole faces are full of glitter, and they look like they're far apart, but then all of a sudden they cut to what it really looks like as if we were watching them high, and they're this close to each other's face, and they're like, whoa. So that moment was really interesting to see, because she's narrating that part, and she's like, oh, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but drugs are really fun. And I would say that they portrayed that to look really fun, and interesting, and they look like they were having a good time. But please don't do this at home, right? And so I thought it was really a good adaptation on maybe what it's like to be high, I guess. And Jules, she's still on Tinder meeting people, and she's talking to this guy, Shy Guy 118, and it ends up being Nate, which I'm not sure if Nate knows if this is Jules, and I'm pretty sure Jules does not know that this is Nate. I just don't know how that will play out, because in the first episode we saw Nate antagonize and threaten Jules, so we'll see where that leads. And back to Rue, when she gets kind of cornered into and pressured into having taken fentanyl for the first time. She's never taken it before. And, you know, this very scary drug dealer gives it to her. He forces her to take it, basically. And she finally does. And then it, like, hits her really hard. And that made me feel really scared for her, because I honestly thought that she was going to get taken advantage of and that she was potentially going to be raped. So I'm glad to see that that didn't happen. The fact that she's been dealing with her post-traumatic stress of the summer that she had, dealing with her rehabilitation and overdose. And she had to face that in school in front of her peers, which was really scary for her, and I was really sad that she felt humiliated and that this pain and stress that she's dealing with is so intense. And I don't understand why she was being so forced to discuss this in front of all these people, even though it wasn't the topic of, oh, how was your summer with rehab? It was just basically talk to us about an impactful incident that you had this summer, but her summer was rehab. So I would think that as a teacher, it would be important to know that your student experienced that. But I'm not sure why that happened. And then she goes to her her meetings, her like AA meetings or Narcotics Anonymous meeting, and she needs to get some of those classes signed off for her program that she's in. And he's like, well, no, that's not ethical. I would not do that. But then she decides that she's going to offer a blowjob, and he's like, oh. And then she basically throws that in his face and was like, I'm 17, sign this for me. And so he does. So it's just, there's some really humorous parts within this really intense adaptation of kids and drugs, sex, pornography, social media, all of that on a whole nother level. So if you are interested in watching Euphoria, if you've already watched it, let me know what you think, because I would love to hear your views and opinions. How do you like it? Is it too intense? Is it scary? Are you a parent? What would you do if you had a child experiencing all these? Anything, like, just let me know your thoughts, because I have so many, and I yet haven't seen or talked to anybody who has watched this show yet. So I would love to know how many people are actually out there watching it. Let me know. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.